check was short as shit, man, but I don't regret it. I swear I don't. I swear I don't. Let me go to YouTube TV before I go to actually. We watching YouTube today, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. And that's crazy, man. As much as we watching YouTube TV on this bitch, y'all don't be flagging me for that shit. Y'all don't want to flag me for the streaming shows and shit. Well, yeah, shit that's on streaming. That's bullshit. But this shit is on streaming, so I don't get it. So I'm like, what is it? I don't know. I don't know. All right, so. They're saying a threesome. That is disgusting. Yeah. That bitch said 2 coffee. Oh, I gotta be so fucking hot out there, bro. That don't make no fucking sense. Bro, look at me. Look at me. Look, look at me. Look, in the light. Look. Hold on. Bruh. Hold on. What's with it? Hold on. Look, bruh. Glistening. Fucking glistening. Like, bro, it makes no fucking sense out there. And y'all wonder why I'm not going out there. Say, fuck that. I'm sorry, but not sorry. Bruh. Niggas really expect me to go out there and fuck with that? Hell no. Eat a dick and die. Fucking me. That's why I went and got my fucking food, made a little grocery, and bitch, we in for the night. The fuck? Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna talk about that when I get over now. Okay, all right. Stupid ass. Okay. What about? All right. Did he bring you in? And all the crackers you can eat. That bitch fucked up. What I got up for? Lord? What I got up for? I got up for This can move out the way. This can move over. Yeah, this can move. Yeah. This can move over. Yeah. I'm going to watch YouTube TV on my phone. Put it on YouTube on the TV. Oh, Into the Spider-Verse song? Yes. Ooh, Salt on? Yes. No, this ain't the movie I like. This ain't the movie I like. I'm tripping. Alright, boom, bam, bam. This what's gonna happen. Spider-Man. Boop. Oh, and this one here popped up, so yup, this is about to be the episode. Alright. I need to move this out the way, I ain't gonna lie to you. So it's gonna go right there. This can go over here. I want to make some butter, bro, but I don't got no lemon. And that's my stupid ass fault, because I was do that to go to stuff. It's all good. I ain't gonna trip about that. I guess I can load up the videos first before I get my drinks off the freezer. Just see if I see something in the recommended. I already saw like 3 on that we can watch already. I should have added the Madam Web bitch, but I guess I'm gonna have to watch that by myself. Watch that on break one day or some shit. Okay, anyways, boom. I made a little playlist, or I put everything on my watch later list. I really want to watch the Star Wars shit first. I ain't gonna lie. First video is gonna be like 12 minutes. The second will be like 30. Third one will be like 3. So that's like 42 minutes. We got time. We got time. We got time. We got time. Yeah, we got time. Okay, so yeah, man, we're gonna start with Double Toaster. The Inside Out 2 review. After that, gonna be I guess Double Toaster reviewing the Pop Out. I want to know how long it is. No homo. I'm talking about the video of the Pop Out that Dante did. I think it's like an hour, huh? Oh, where is it? I know this nigga reacted to it. Yeah, I know this nigga reacted to it unless they took his shit out. They definitely took this shit down. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Anyway, so you really probably have to, I'm gonna have to really watch that bitch on Amazon or whatever. I don't fucking know. Just trying to see what they talking about right quick.
I'll tell you what, it's funny because I was joking about this with Martin, but I mentioned well, Riley doing things that would have got my ass whooped. Oh yeah. Yeah, yelling at my mom. I was we don't do it away. Yeah, me. Shit, I don't care how much I stick my butt. I better not yell at my mom like that.
Too gross to go anywhere ever again.
Boy, you would have got you would have sent your fucking ass there. Would have got snatched by that ponytail. You want to go there live? What the? Yeah, not only is your body funky, but you got a funky attitude and better calm down now, young man. The emotions in my head. You ain't get this killed. You're such a goddamn thing. See now, we die. I'll be back for my comedy show in New York. And you get your tickets now for that. People, you know that I've been going to New York and doing a comedy show there, and it's been going very well. The venue has been asking us to come back and just pretty much give us a regular thing now. So I'll be there on June 21st, back at the Broadway Comedy Club. 9:30 show this time. Get your tickets now. These shows have been selling out every time we do them. And you can get your tickets by going over
Oh yeah, this is what we're talking about. Hold on.
You can go to...
Yeah, it's just some quick shit. But, got some crawfish here. I know y'all saw me have crawfish yesterday, but that was some bullshit. That was just some desperate shit because I was craving crawfish. But good thing I found out that my favorite crawfish spot last day of having crawfish is today. Ooh, good thing I decided to fucking leave out the house. I swear I started staying this bitch all fucking day. I swear I did. But man, I went over there. They told me that it's the last day for this show. I was like, what? I started asking for $20 more worth of crawfish, but man, nah. I'm gonna just have to go back to the fucking mom's bullshit ass shit or fucking just suck it up and get fucking some crab legs. Anyways, let's get it.
Buy and get your tickets now. Pixar. Everybody loves Pixar, boy. Now, Pixar is finally, boldly going where most they dare not tread, but most fear to tread. And that is inside the mind of a teenage girl, not only a teenage girl, but a teenage girl going through puberty.
Yeah.
Puberty.
Right as it's happening.
Yeah, boy. Y'all know how frightening that is if you ever had a teenage daughter that's in the same house with you. Sometimes you don't know who the hell that person is anymore. Mark, did you go through that with your kids?
Not a lot, but every so often.
That's when Martin held it down. Like a black daddy. I wish you would start that shit. Don't let people get your ass in the trash. Yeah, you know, the Pixar came in and said, you know, we're going to try to help y'all as best as we can by showing you what's going on in this little crazy ass girl's head right now. What's going on up there? The rest, that's up to you. Don't say we didn't try to help though. And Pixar said, listen, we already did something heavy lifting. You know, we ain't going to those real, very awkward and uneasy places like we already did with Turning Red.
Right.
Yeah, listen, we ain't got to come in and talk about periods and tampons and you know, you thought puberty was crazy. Wait till they turn red and they really go crazy at that moment. But we already did that, so we don't even have to go there. You can go for that later on. You know, it's on video, it's on stream.
Sure. Right. And watch it as a follow-up.
Yeah. You've already covered that. But if you are familiar with Inside Out, and now Inside Out 2, let me see here. It has been many years since we last seen Riley. I think if you go by real time, Riley's, I think she's about 35 now. If you go by real time. No, actually, that's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true, but because it's been about 9 years since we last saw.
Since we last checked in with Riley.
With Riley in Inside Out 1. Now, it's been 9 years
The
later,
last
so
fresh batch,
she was
too, bro.
11 or 12,
Shit.
she was
Sure,
12
they'll
in
pull
that
it out.
movie. So that would make her about 20 or 21 today. Now, being that this is a family film, you know, we can't really explore Riley being 20 years old and, you know, going through her sexually experimental phase, you know, when she started maybe liking women and black dudes and stuff like that.
We're gonna twist the radio.
Yeah. You know, we can't see how those emotions and characters in her head are affected when she starts drinking or maybe smoking weed at a party or something.
Going through her goth phase.
You know, there's some things we can't really do. So in real time, this is only 2 years past, and so now Riley, it would be around 13, which means that now she's starting high school. You know, she is hitting puberty. Riley is 13. She's in her high school. She's a good kid, man. She's a good kid. She's getting good grades. She's great at hockey. But all those good things become a little more complicated, and they start to make Riley question herself a little bit more. You know, no matter how good you are, you know, when you start going through puberty, you start wondering, am I good enough? You know, everybody looking at me. Do I live up to people's
I was just about to say,
expectations?
oh man, I
You
have
forget things that change
say
so
my
much. You might
seafood
even
in the middle. I always
with
be
your own
eating as
pals
soon as I
out
pull
there.
out the
What
shell.
used to be what you claim and call your best friends. Oh man, so many changes. And why am I crying all the goddamn time? Why am I upset? Oh, Riley's going through it hard, but thanks to, again, the personified emotions in our head, you know, we're going to try to figure all this out with this movie right here, Inside Out 2. And even more so, you know, say what you will about Pixar. We all love Pixar, but people have been saying Pixar kind of going through a slump. You know, it's
Man, after everything we've been talking about Star Wars and MCU and Pixar as well.
And Pixar is one of them, man. I hate to say it.
I know I've got to come back in here. And when I take the next step, I'm going to make it count. For my career, for my family, for my life. Because I'm worth the investment it takes to earn a degree that I I can be proud of. I'm worth the work it takes.
Everybody's waiting for that film to put, at least for us, and people love Pixar, put it back out there to the Pixar that we love. Does Inside Out 2 do that? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for Inside Out 2, and we'll be back with Rouge.
Hi, lady. How was camp? It was good. What?
She goes away for 3 days and all we get is good.
Yeah, that's right. Back to the game.
Riley is officially a teenager.
Man can't catch a break. No. You just think of dumb trouble guys who watch the game all the time. Wow, this is why we can't ever get into a head in life. This is why we'll never be equal to women.
Riley's no emotions. Wow. Remember when we all finally came up to headquarters?
Go to bed, old woman.
Catch your bits, huh?
Yeah. And that's ageist. Boy, man, Inside Out 2 just taking us back, man. Thought we were better than this.
Nostalgia.
That was like 30 seconds ago, nostalgia.
Yeah, those were the days.
You mean Pixar's Inside Out 2?
There's a part 2.
Forgot to mention also Riley, she is going to a hockey camp. So she's making friends in high school. You know how that is. Trying to impress.
I see that yesterday I wasn't
all
really
that
biting
kind of
it.
stuff.
It's
Oh
something
my
the head,
God,
the
this girl
whole-
got it bad. She got it so bad. She's all mixed up in the head. She stinks. What's a Riley to do? I'll tell you what. It's funny because I was joking about this with Martin, but I meant it.
Never again.
Boy, Riley's doing things that would have got my ass whooped. Oh yeah. Yeah, yelling at my mom. We don't do that over here. Yeah. Shit, I don't care how much I spend. I'm not yelling at my mom like that.
Crawling
Too
off.
gross to go anywhere ever again.
Boy, you gotta sit your fucking ass down.
This is the last time we're
Who you raise your voice at? I was just saying. You want to go there live? Not only is your body funky, but you got a funky attitude. You better calm down now, young man. Emotions get in my head with you. You ain't get this kid. You're such a goddamn thing. She know, we know. I'm gonna do something a little different because I heard these guys talking about it. Now I heard you weren't there. Did you see it today? No. No? Man, I'm gonna see it tomorrow. The first screen was at like 4 o'clock. Oh, it was? That's right. You were watching the boys. Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah, you hit the spot.
I know. It's funny.
You hit me with a paper.
So they lost in your house?
Yeah.
It was under the refrigerator. I found like don't make a face. I've done that before too. And so I ended up getting tile to keep that from happening.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just wondering, as my adopted son, I'm wondering what's going through this boy's head.
I mean, he puts his own inside out.
Yeah, he put his own inside out because today he left the house and said, man, I'm going to Taco Cabana. You want something? And I said, yeah, man, give me 3 chicken tacos. And I was waiting on that shit too. And I came back in and sat down on the couch and looked over. I'll be damn. He left his wallet right here. Yeah, I got the drive-thru. I was like, yeah, mom. And he was some Wendy's like, no, I ordered tacos. Anger was going crazy in my head. Oh, I'm drawing in green. Well, Mark, let me ask you.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
What do I think about what?
This. So, you love the first one.
Oh, who didn't love the first one?
Oh, they're out there.
I mean, really? As far as I know, not only was everybody loved it, they were surprised by it, and most people I talked to cried.
Yeah. So what's your impression of this one? Yeah. Loving the first one so much.
This one's good. Good. It's good.
Oh, that's not like a puberty. My boy cracked. Boy, this movie said one. You don't want to say it. So he's just all right with it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like I said, the first one, besides, it was doing the thing that Pixar does the best, which is give us a story that's, it used humor to kind of like catch you off guard, and then they slip in there a story that's very human, that just cuts right through to just true human emotion and drama.
Yeah.
And it you know, it pulls out tears. You go like, man, y'all just put it in a way I didn't think about. It really touched me. And this one doesn't quite have that same sophistication. And it's part of you know, kind of to our earlier discussion. Pixar has openly said, hey, or at least their corporate masters have said, you know what, we're going to focus on sequels from now on. And this is the first of those. And hey, with Buzz and Woody, they know how to, they really work it and put in something. But everything else they've done sequels with, it's always like, this is fine, but it never quite measures up. I mean, this is plenty good. This is very good, and I think every kid will love it, but there was never a tearjerker moment from it. And matter of fact, my description of this was, if you liked
He said it was a tear. You obviously had a good life. And your shit, you know, was a tearjerker
Inside Out
moment in that movie. Like, come on now.
This is like a DLC of that.
Yeah.
Oh shit. You know, I mean, you know, it's keeping the party going and having fun. But you just, at least for me, I wasn't getting the same oomph that I got the first time.
Yeah.
You didn't walk out. You didn't walk out crying.
No.
Like you, like I this was not as emotional for me, but that's only because Pixar
What?
killed somebody
Well, it was.
last movie.
They only had
Pixar
one
really
good moment
has
though. I ain't gonna lie. I cried.
And this one,
In one moment.
and also,
Maybe two.
with Joy, the character of Joy, voiced by Amy Poehler here, she's traveling across the mine again, and it felt like a slight rehash of the first one. You know, just done with a different team this time. The first time she went with sadness. This time she got fear and disgust with her.
And anger.
Oh yeah, anger. Yeah. So they doing the road trip thing again. Positive side on that is that it did give everyone again something to do. Since fear and anger and disgust, especially disgust. The character disgust, who's not voiced by Mindy Kaling this time. I forgot to do the voice.
Yeah, that's somebody I've never heard of.
Yeah, but she, disgust really has a lot more to do here. And so, I thought that even though it was a little rehash, I thought that was cool. And, I still thought that, I still thought there was a lot of emotion and great writing going on. I think, and a lot of fun with the human. The thing about doing the whole road trip thing, this is what they're doing. They have to cross the mine again to find Riley's sense of self. You look at the movie, you know how that belief system is. Yeah, the belief system, or core belief system and stuff. It's a lot of humor in there. And I can't really even show you some of the things that were funny about that, because I got some big laughs from this. There's a very funny gag, poking fun kids shows, and then there's one really hilarious character that got a big laugh from the audience that's based on a video game, or a video game type. I don't want to show you that because you need to see it for yourself, and it's very funny when you see it. But overall, though, outside of that, I felt like, man, I know they're doing sequels, and I don't want them to really keep doing that with everything. There's another Toy Story coming out. I was like, man, y'all ain't gonna be happy to that movie up.
Yeah, it is like he's still like, okay, we're gonna get it wrong this time. Ah, damn, we got it right again.
Yeah. But I would say, man, listen, but if there was any movie that they were going to do a sequel to, it's this one. I think it's perfect for a sequel. It's set up. Puberty is the next stage, and that makes sense for this concept. And it makes sense for these characters to explore that. I feel like it'd be a wasted opportunity if they didn't. Do we have to keep doing Toy Stories? No. But the next phase of Riley's life, yeah, that makes complete sense to me. And when they started doing it, I tell you, I love the way they introduce new emotions. That's why I thought that was such a cool concept. I like that they brought in, and this is why it makes sense to me, because they're bringing emotions that are very different from 11-year-old Riley. You're going to have different emotions from a teenager. And I thought these characters were appropriate. They even brought in a team of girls Because they're like, listen, we know the mistake of trying to write these movies from a kid's perspective is being an adult writing for kids. So they brought in girls as a team to study them and get their opinions and whatnot, and wrote it based on their emotions.
They put them in a glass cage and watch them.
And just let them fight.
Like the Watchers.
Just let them go crazy until there was only one girl left. But like these characters they brought in, first of all, I like the way that they were brought in like a corporate takeover. He came in and just built everything unannounced and just told the whole new shit, get out the way. It wasn't like this the whole new thing. And again, I thought they came in with funny little gags, you know, like when the new construction crew was coming in with signs like, hey, pardon us, puberty's a mess and things like that. You know, I thought that was pretty funny. But I like all the new emotions that they have here. I really like those characters. They all have their place and they all have their moment and they all seem to reflect confidently what's going on with a teenager, especially a teenage girl. If y'all know teenage girls, if y'all have teenagers, all teenagers, they all have attitude, but ain't nothing like the attitude of a teenage girl.
Well, yeah, but then with the boys, they just get really quiet.
Yeah,
They get their hoodies on, they cover up, and they got their phones, and you can't get 2 words out of them unless they're playing Call of Duty and they're cussing each other out, calling each other in.
Yep. And sometimes people would be all right with that. They weren't everything as long as you messing with me. Because a girl will sit up there and get quiet, but when she does say something, she got some little smart ass, snarky thing to say. And that's why I was thinking, like, man, I don't have a daughter, but I know people that have daughters. I've seen this with other teenagers, like Uwe. Henri, who's French and, you know, is so bored by everyone. You know, has this attitude of, I am just so bored by you all. You've seen that. And also, I love the designs of the characters. Like, the rest of the team, like Embarrassment. I love Embarrassment. Because I thought Embarrassment was a nice design. Because Embarrassment, obviously very shy. Doesn't want anybody looking at him. But his ass is the biggest one in the room. You know, I thought that was very clever. Thought that was really cool the way they did that. The only thing I would say is they don't do a lot with the character of Indy.
This summer's hottest blockbuster isn't a movie. It's a spicy new rap from Jimmy John's, starring Ghost Pepper Cheese.
I really could see more with Envy. I ain't gonna lie. She was just a cute face.
They don't. You know, they're getting cheaper there.
Yeah, she only has a few moments there. You know, so many characters now.
I don't even remember an Envy. That's why Envy really played any kind of role in anything.
And there was a moment where she was playing that role and she was looking at the other girls, the older girls, and being like, oh my God, I wish I had your style, your cool, your hair. You know, so she did play a moment, but I mean, come on, you know, we're talking about twice the emotions now. So she's the one that kind of gets the least attention. But I think they nailed it. I think they nailed it with the character of Anxiety.
Oh, this is Anxiety's movie.
Oh,
Literally.
I mean, even Joy is on the side quest because Anxiety is like, hey, I'm controlling the board, everybody get out of the way. And I'm like, control the board, you control the movie.
Yeah, she'll get your ass out the way. First of all, I love her inside with that old insane ass face right there and those Muppet teeth. I love the design. And she lives up to her name. You know, I think because she caused me a lot of anxiety. You know, she pushes Joy out the way, and as Martin said, takes over not only this movie, but also takes over Riley as her main emotion, as the main control. And when she does that, it's, you know, you already are kind of anxious, thinking that, oh man, this is gonna have disastrous results right here.
She fails to impress the coach, does not become a firehawk, and finally arrives at high school. She has no one. She eats alone, and only the teachers know her name.
You know, that's where they start. You know, some of these characters, where they reacted to the new emotions, like fear. You know, everybody's kind of like, look at these guys in fear. Like, oh my God, you know, I love you.
Bro.
I love your attitude. I love you when you take control.
It wasn't like Lennox asked me. Like, she just heard me sniffling. And, like, Lennox hit me with that. Let me talk. You okay? You okay? Like, she hit that bill. You okay? Like, she tried to whisper it, but you said it all enough. But bro, I wasn't crying. It was just I was holding back a cry, you know. So like, it's crazy. It's crazy. When y'all see the moment, y'all just should know the moment I cried.
I do appreciate how anxiety was actually holding it down for a bit.
For a bit. But I knew. Well, yeah, look at that face.
Yeah.
That crackhead face right there. I knew that she was gonna mess up. And the reason why I think I was anxious watching this character, the real reason why I love this character is because, you know, this character was relatable. It's relatable emotion for everybody at any stage of life. You know, anybody can come in, I feel, and watch this character right here.
Real life.
And feel like, yeah, I've been through that.
That's the main character I felt, bro.
Our new friends, it's a new job. You know, it's a new phase of life of any type.
I'm not trying to spoil it.
Anxiety down. You know, I've been through those situations. I just got out of one. So, you know, I would say that my thing with anxiety, and it's not even a real complaint. I'll just say that one of the things I liked a lot about the first Inside Out, it didn't have a personified villain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it didn't have a clear character there that was, you know, trying to, you know, do villainous things.
Yeah.
I would say that, and not completely, but you have anxiety being more of that type of character.
When you think about it, I mean, there was no villain in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But if there was one, it would have been Joy's anxiety.
Yeah, and so that's why I even say, you know, I like that they, you know, I like when movies don't follow the formula of, all right, especially with Disney and Pixar movies, that we have a clear-cut villain. And as I said, anxiety is not really a villain, but as you said, it does make sense for her to fill in that place as the somewhat antagonist of this movie.
I am truly sorry. I was so looking forward to working with you guys.
She got muscle in her. She got a history.
Riley's like is one of Texas now. Yes, follow us up. Oh, that's a great idea.
I'm like, George, shut up. The hell I like a lot about the first Inside Out. It did have a personified villain. Mm-hmm. You know, it didn't have a clear character there that was, you know, trying to, you know, do villainous things.
Yeah.
I would say that, and not completely, but you have an anxiety being more of that type of character.
When you think about it, I mean, there was no villain in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But if there was one, it would have been Joy's anxiety.
Yeah, and so that's why I even say, you know, I like that they, you know, I like when movies don't follow the formula of, all right, especially with Disney and Pixar movies, that we have a clear-cut villain. And as I said, anxiety is not really a villain, but as you said, it does make sense for her to fill in that place as the somewhat antagonist of this movie.
I am truly sorry. I was so looking forward to working with you guys.
She got muscle in her. She got a history.
Riley's like is one of Texas now. Yes, follow us up. Oh.
Shut up. The hell I came. You know, I think that's actually the beauty of this movie, man. Because as you can tell, I like this movie a lot more.
Yeah.
But I think the beauty of this movie for me, and the advantage over, and this is an advantage over the other movie for me. I think that this movie right here, I think that it's very relatable, not only with anxiety, but in all kind of ways. You know, we've all been teenagers, you know, and we've had periods where we're trying to fit into these new places and these new situations while fighting, or trying to figure out, you know, all our friendships and relationships along the way. As you know, and as life forces us to keep going on, you know, I think we can all, no matter what our gender is, our age, you know, our way of life, or race, or anything, you know, it crosses all those boundaries. You know, I felt those anxieties in this movie right here. I feel the attitudes here, you know, and it's still applying to me today. This is going to be a really great viewing experience for some parents, because if you go with your teenager that is actually in this age range right here, I mean, I think you both are going to have a lot to talk about.
I swear to God.
You know,
I swear to God. Oh, he made a point. God.
The teenager in this age range don't want to hang with you.
You want to see this goddamn movie?
I'm going with my friends. They'd be so embarrassed. It'd be embarrassing to go with you. My mom, like I'm some little kid.
Well, they're gonna go see Bad Boys. You gonna go see it? You know, I don't know. If you happen to go family night or something, you see it, or if you see it on streaming, I think you'll be able to sit back and watch it with your kids. And also, you know, it's just I'm talking about these emotions that they have right here. I still think that this is this movie has a complex way of showing emotions and how it relates to our brains. You know, there's jokes and there's puns that they do, like they have the street.
You made it to the belly of the beast, but very few come this far. Just stay here. You must make it your obsession.
Stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
You know, they have the, they're having brainstorms and it's a big tornado with ideas inside of it, like little light bulbs and whatnot.
You like that?
Well, you know, like, yeah, I did. I thought they were visually just fun. And I thought some of them were funny, like the sarcasm.
Boy, are we so lucky we ran into you guys!
Boy, are we so lucky we ran into you guys!
Bitch. Only his job.
I don't even know her. Come on ahead and say that.
No, I did like it because I thought, you know, I still thought they were clever, but they were puns. But if they had just left them as puns and just left them, you know, something as to laugh at, because I laughed at that scene right there. It's already this scene in the trailer. If they just left it at that, I would have been like, all right, you know, this movie's really not doing anything that deep. But then they bring in some other things like suppressed memories.
Mm-hmm.
And they went very deep into complex emotions and talking about how suppressed memories and whatnot, how that affects us as a person. So by the end of this movie, man, they're doing some really cool things, showing you how, you know, memories and everything else shape who we are. And I thought that was really cool, man. You know, I think if you really look at it especially for, and this is what I love about Pixar. This is why this is put Pixar back on top of me, this movie right here. I don't know how others gonna do, but this right here is the Pixar that we love, or at least that I love, because they make these, you know, family films, which some people will call children's movies, but then they really did some deep things with the storyline here. And I think on the 90th, they just do it for laughs.
It's really not a children's story anymore. The first one was a children's story, but nah.
No, I didn't cry.
Second was definitely a family film.
I didn't choke up like I did in the last movie, but right here,
Because Vegas was not into it. Like, she had her 3D glasses off the whole time.
Sad at anything. I just thought, man, you know, I'm really moved by the attention to detail and pretty much the intelligence that went into how they respected and treated emotions. But you know, that's just me. I've seen some people that thought, I like the first better, you know, and that's cool too. You know, so I think it's that kind of complex movie where people are going to see different things and it's going to affect you differently. Absolutely, and even how you like it.
Yeah, and how much you are or are not affected by anxiety. Because even though, you know, it didn't have a big effect on me, talking to some of the people who suffer from anxiety, they said it hit home for them.
I swear to God.
I can totally see that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's a good movie. I think it's a very good movie. And maybe if I'd never seen the first one, I'd be over the moon with this one. I thought so many of the jokes that, even though, like, yeah, this is funny, but it wasn't the, like, oh, you really got me with that one. And there's so many of those. There's a lot of things in it that just felt very obvious, if I might say. And I wasn't sure if I was really thought that until you just played some of the clips there, and I was like, yeah, that is how I felt about it. But I hate sounding like I'm down on the movie, because I think it's a very good movie. I think it's good to see. It didn't hit for me the way the first one did. If there's that, you know, I can worry with that. I mean, so many things you said, you're right, they're in there. I think they weren't handled with the same agility, but you know, there's some of that, like, well, we already kind of covered this, so, you know. I mean, I feel like it was doing that a lot, like, yeah, you get it, you get it. And also, it would have been cool to see some of the other girls going through the same thing that she's going through puberty. It's like she's the only one, but, you know, if there were more of them going through that, you know, I don't know, that would have worked for me. It's one of these things like, you know, between the first movie and Turning Red, those really got to me. And with this one, I was like, this is good. I'm just not as, like, you know, like I said, it's not hitting the same way.
Yeah, well, like I said, those emotions get hit right now. What to do? Get the rating. What do you rate?
I give it, you know what, I would give this a very, very high matinee.
Yeah, I'm probably not too far ahead of you here. If there was any difference between this and the last movie, this would probably be, it would a margin, like a hardly noticeable margin step down. Because let's look at them as, they are, you know, they're sequels, but Riley dealing with the stage of life did make it kind of a different movie for me. So yeah, I give it a full price. I really did. I just take them as almost the same, just you know, different movie. But I had a lot of fun with it. I had a good time. So what about the animation? Man, I don't know. Where he's go?
I mean, it's Pixar. They always, everything with them is top notch. You don't like the movie, you're like, that animation though.
Exactly.
You know, they're the kings of that. Anytime you're like, yeah, I don't know about that, somebody else puts out one of these movies, you're like, nah, man, Pixar.
I found, that's a great question. Because I found the designs to really stand out to me. The animation's always going to be great. Yeah, but I always, even with the first one, I just always wondered what was the inspiration behind making these look like Muppets in a way, you know, because you can see like the texture on a lot of these characters, it looks like felt. And, you know, they're like puppets in a way.
Yeah, it's weird because sometimes it looks like felt, but sometimes it looks like just little tiny balls of light.
Yeah, you know, they look so soft. I just wanted to touch them, you know, and some of them like candy. I want to eat some of them, but I love the designs on this. I mean, it's such a, like I said, it's such a Muppety design. It's a great contrast to the real world. I just wonder why they chose that, which I love it. I love it. I wonder what the inspiration was for that. But yeah, that's one thing that stood out. It stood out from the last movie, I think, and it stands out here very much. So yeah, you know, I would say that's the thing about Pixar. And like Martin said, animation's always going to be great. I think it's the design. It's the design.
Like I'm looking at Anxiety's hair. Shit.
Yeah, I know. It's those Muppet feathers, man.
Like, damn.
Is that Maya Hawke doing the voice of Anxiety?
Yeah.
She does a great job.
Yeah, no, Maya Hawke is doing the voice of Anxiety. She's great. She's actually great. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. And you know, just
Free radicals are everywhere. Protect yourself against them with bomb.
Before the fireworks on the levee, don't miss out on an unforgettable day.
so, because everybody's saying that killed Drake. All right, there's no coming back from people holding a concert. Crips and Bloods getting together.
Halfway through the
To bring
concert.
you down. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I was like, dude, no one was even talking about Drake in my chat. I was like, this guy's dead.
I was gonna talk about this, but it was it's a few days late. So I mean, I watched the Juneteenth concert, and yeah,
What happened?
oh man, well, let me tell you how it happened, man. So Kendrick Lamar came in. It's been a slow process, but he finally killed Drake. He buried him, put the dirt on there, and called all the Crips and Bloods to get together and stump on his grave. And after they were done with that, they took a piss on him. Said, you know, this is gonna have shit on this one. And then walked away. And then came back 4 more times, dug him up, and did the whole process over again. Yeah, and yeah, so they say, what is it called? They not like us. They say that about 5 times.
I counted 7.
Shit, 7?
Yeah, because they did it like 6 times basically. The first time he cuts off, then they did it 5 times completely, and then as he was walking off stage, they played it again.
Yeah, and who would have known, man? I mean, listen, if nothing else, Drake can take pride in this. He brought the Crips and the Bloods together. For a couple hours.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they all got together to say who was a pedophile.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, man. It was crazy. Let me see if I can find the concert here, because people have been sending it to me. Now, I was in New York doing the show. So I didn't have time to really prepare anything. I wasn't here to do a video. I was in New York doing my show. So it's, but I watched it. That's a line that's never gonna leave. Like, you know, I'm not saying Drake did anything, but that line was still that he did do some pedophilia shit. You know, it's just because honestly, I'm talking about it. Honestly, this never going away. You got a scarlet letter P on you. Yeah, that was wild. You know, I'm talking about this because I was almost gonna, if I had to actually do this, I want to get your opinion. I want it to be unbiased too, because I know that you have a bias here. No, you told me. You told me. Yeah. You taught me so much. Yes, you said exactly that. You were that bias.
Yeah, you quote me on that. Right. I've been saying that.
Yes, you have. I think you got about, what, 20 red shirts?
Yeah. I have a whole closet dedicated to him. The whole closet, I call it.
Yeah, you can take pride in the fact that you were saying it before anybody else.
There you go. There you go. I've had my opinions on Drake, but I've never tried to be a hater. I've always tried to say some of this is amazing, and some of this is just not my thing. I've never thought Drake was the greatest rapper, but I thought he was a great promoter. Like, you know, at the certain times, I thought he made really great music. I mean, I can't deny his success. But you know,
I haven't said nothing good.
but you know, like I said, I have my likes and dislikes with him, but you have pure hatred.
I just never liked his music. I remember in college, the new Drake dropped. He's a great rapper, and I heard it. I was like, man, this shit kind of sucks.
Yeah, he did things like he brought the crooning in with the rapping and all that kind of stuff. You know, he definitely created a sound. You know, but it's like, yeah, it just wasn't always for me. But some of it I love, like I love some of the corny shit, like Hotline Bling. I love that.
I think the beat is better than him.
Yeah. Yeah, God's plan, you know, I like, yeah, hearing that shit, I like it, but, you know, all I know is, I never would have thought this would have happened, but the whole time, man, I'm thinking about it years ago, when him and Meek Mills had that thing. This is Meek Mills guy, yeah, huh? Meek Mills must be throwing parties, man. He's probably out there at the time.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Meek Mills is the one that filled that stadium.
He was one of those guys with the ski mask on.
He bought tickets for the whole neighborhood. Yeah, he was the promoter for that shit, man. Yeah, you know, Meek Mills must be sitting back and loving this. And it's so funny because I said back in the day, I thought, you know what? This shit is like the old West. You know, everybody has their turn. I said, you know, it'd be hilarious if, you know, when Drake clowning on Meek Mill and everybody loving it, you know, even like places like shit, Whataburger here was on it. Everybody loving it. I said, man, shit, what if the tables turning and Drake just he was on the receiving end when he gave Meek Mill. Sure.
And it did, and the table fell over, and there's no picking that shit back up.
He got double than what Meek Mills got. Meek Mills, you know,
Karma's a bitch.
Boy, Karma's a bitch and gave that fool gonorrhea. Syphilis. It was like, Meek Mills probably suffered embarrassment for about a week, or about a month or so. You know, he said, for about a month, Meek Mills had to suffer some embarrassment. He laid low, and then he, you know, came back and nobody. I mean,
I think it was longer than a month, but he did lay low.
He did. No, he laid low. Yeah, he laid low. I mean, he ain't never bounced back completely.
I was gonna say, did he ever get back to where he was?
Nah. You know, I mean, but people just kind of let it go.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was just they just said your shit is weak. You know, your beef, you know, your beef with him, and you tried to come back with your raps, you know, this shit was just weak.
Mm.
You know, Drake ended up getting accusations. You know, Drake ended up getting, I mean, this was at least Meek Mill was called a pedophile.
Sure.
And had a stadium of people chanting that.
Yeah.
So yeah, karma came back tenfold.
Yeah, well, it's like you were saying about Timberlake. It's like, man, when you get some shit, you gotta make sure your house is clean.
Yeah,
because everything's gonna come out.
You are a pedophile. You are a colonizer. You are a deadbeat dad. I mean,
right.
Meek Mills is like, goddamn, I came out kind of clean on this shit.
Don't forget the fake abs, right? BBL Drizzy, that's what they call them now.
Okay, yeah, you know what, man? I don't know. I'm gonna give him the abs. I'm gonna draw the line somewhere. I mean, he's catching up heat. I'm gonna let you have your abs.
Really?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the easiest thing for him to do is to get the liposuction. So what's the colonizer thing?
This is from Canada.
Yeah.
Oh.
And people like consider, you know, this whole thing is turned around was like, you know, now you're kind of, you're faking.
Oh, the lyric
It's
is,
a culture vulture, I get.
Yeah.
the lyric is, you're not a colleague, you're a colleague.
Okay.
Yeah, so. Yeah, now people saying you ain't even real. You know? It's like, this is a dude that was,
I might have to go back
hip hop, he was hot up there. Now people are saying, you ain't even, you're phony there. You phony ass man.
Somebody go get some hope.
The only thing that's real with you is pedophilia. No, I'm not saying this. That's what they're saying.
Right. Well, the whole thing about the deadbeat dad, is that true?
Yeah, I don't know because no dog.
I hate to drive though.
But I tell you what he is doing. I think he's trying to pull this thing now where he's, you know, now that his side of beef, now he couldn't come back with his beef track. And his shit was weak. I told you that shit was weak. I said, man, you shouldn't even say anything. Because if you listen, if you come back with a bad beef track, that shit hurts you more than like if you never just said anything. Yeah, you don't come. I mean, especially when you come back talking about you know, nah, man. So
I'm not going back. I just thought about it.
He gave up. And
He's
he's
all
out there
good.
now trying to.
I'm gonna miss him.
Y'all tell me this.
I'm
He was
good.
taking pictures with him and his son talking about. I think all do this to a good father.
Oh dear.
Pictures with his son and shit now, trying to convince people that, hey, look, I'm a good guy, man. Look how good I am to my kid. And you know, people like, nah, I'm trying to pull this media spin right now.
What if he would go, yeah, but did he though?
Yeah, he did. No, yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I'm
That
bringing this up
$5.99,
because I
that
was gonna talk
$5.49
about
is a
this.
big difference.
And I did talk about this, like Oz not talking about it. I'm just curious, you know. And that's why I'm asking you. Can you separate your bias here?
Sure.
That's the question. So, because everybody's saying that killed Drake. All right, there's no coming back from people owning a
I know I got buku shit. I don't have to show y'all that.
Halfway through the
Bring you down, yeah.
That's what I was saying. I was like, dude,
I got like $20 worth of this shit.
Drake in my chat. I was like, this guy's dead. Like, there's no way you can
This
come
all I
back.
got in the bowl. Like, little size of the bowl.
There's just no way that you can do this. Now, so
That is good. But I ain't playing though, because I can eat this shit without fucking dying.
I'm doing that.
Did that, you feel?
God is great, God is good.
I don't know. He did
Yeah.
a track with someone named like Sexy Red or something like that, and people were like, this is not great. I don't know if I even heard it really. I can't see him making a comeback without someone going, hey, you're that colonizer pedophile, you know?
Yeah, they say he canceled. This is true. He canceled his opening concert. I wouldn't even come to Texas. I stopped halfway. I wouldn't even get close. I wouldn't go halfway near the West Coast if I was him.
People were joking saying that he was live streaming a concert on Tubi after his show.
Yeah, you might as well start doing birthday parties and shit.
Yeah, but okay, what if he just completely switched streams and became a judge on American Idol?
Oh, no. Oh, hell no. That would make you look even worse. First of all, nobody would want you at this moment right now. No. Man, you can't get up there and try to, like, this is the point you gotta lay low. You can't try to, nobody's gonna want to see him on America's Got Talent, American Idol.
Yeah.
No. Ain't people gonna come in here. I mean, even the weakest talent come in here and be like, okay, I believe y'all, but I don't get the release. Shit, okay, I'm bad, but you can't say shit. You come in saying, at least I ain't raising your kids.
Yeah, someone believes it, like, all right, well, fuck you, Drake.
Yeah, maybe I'm bad, but at least I ain't Drake. I think, and listen, I don't think that's a bad answer because it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
I think what you do is, and this is what Oz and I said, you do like what Meek Mills did, you just lay low. You don't say anything, you lost. There's no bouncing back from it. You are not going to feel a stadium full of people joining you in your beef track against Kendrick Lamar. That's not happening. So if this is that extreme, you just have to give up at this moment.
Could he do it in Canada?
No. They'd be like, don't come back up here. You chose to go. You wanted to be down there, stay your ass down there. We told you.
Germany.
Man, you know what? If you go to Germany, you might as well just go to the Balkans or something.
The Balkans.
What I'm saying is you gotta go to Germany, you gotta go to Europe.
Yeah.
That's like people who play arena football and shit, they don't make it in.
That's what I'm saying.
But then again, that's gonna be laughable too, because it's like, look at what you're reduced to.
Well, not everybody can stay on top. At some point, you have to accept that even when things are going well, you might not always stay on top.
It depends on how you go down, though. It's like, you know, if you slowly, because some people, they have their success, and then they just kind of withdraw slowly.
They fade away.
Yeah, this man was shamed. He was banished. Yeah.
I could see him maybe in 5 years releasing an album going, yeah, I fucked up. But also, like, all these claims need to come to the top, and we need to have them explained. Because, like, people are pointing the finger at him, but there's no real, evidence.
That's what it sounds like. There's no evidence. That was like accusing Obama of not being born in America.
Yeah.
And I mean, for years he's like, I'm not even going to entertain this. And then eventually it's just like, okay, fine, here's my birth certificate.
No, that's true, and that's why I said I don't even want to throw that in there. I don't even want to be in there where they calling him a pedophile, because if it's proven, fine. I don't think it's been proven. And then like some people say, yeah, it has. All right, okay. I just don't know. But what I want to say is that the accusation was weaponized to win whatever was going on here, and it's not even about the accusation. It's about who won in this rivalry here, and he got buried, man. So I think he can. This works for a lot of people. And if I was his manager or his PR person, whatever, I'd say, just shut the fuck up. Just lay low and enjoy your life, little while. Enjoy your son, and then if there's a moment that you can come back in. You probably have your Will Smith moment or something like that. Just shut the right now, let it go.
The only thing that is concrete is there is footage of him kissing a younger woman on stage during one of the
how young are we talking?
17, 16, I think I heard, something like that.
Really? Now, is that substantiated?
There's footage. I've seen that.
17 is legal in a lot of states. And as far as 16, like if it's a kiss in front of the world, it's not like it's something hidden and actually, I mean, it's a treat for her. She probably is like, I'll never watch this mouth again. But
well, Chad is saying she was 17, which still is not a good look. I would never, if I was that dude, I would, knowing that you don't know how old girls are, I wouldn't do that shit. I wouldn't do that shit at all. You gotta be careful when you bringing people up, especially what you do with them. Shit, even Kendrick Lamar got a little criticism for bringing a white girl up and then jumping on her ass when she said they didn't. Right. People just you called her up there.
Yeah. Oh, they set her up bad.
Yeah, that was bad. That really was. But yeah, I mean, I would not. Yeah, it's not about that. Yeah, just be smarter. But people saying, yeah, his ego is too big to lay low, and that would be his downfall if he can't sit back and just be quiet. Enjoy your time with your son. Put some nice pictures out there. Just be quiet for a moment, and then one day, I don't know, if the timing is right, just release this amazing track that you have been working on for a while, and you know how the public is, but more so you know how the internet is. Short-term memory. Yeah. Now this is gonna last for a long time. This is burned into our heads. This ass whooping he got. But I guarantee you, give it like 2-3 years, and he comes back with something that people be like, then they'll be ready to say, hey man, shit, I know what Drake happened. I know what happened to him. I know what he went through. Man, you hear that new shit?
I think a year and a half.
Year and a half?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, people still try to defend R. Kelly's music, so why not?
Yeah. Somebody said Kendrick went too far. Nah, man. Listen, you got that kind of power, then use it. It's crazy because he got people eating out of his hand right now. What we gonna say?
So you don't think that now he has put himself in a position that somebody's looking to take him down?
No, that's always the case.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the Old West with the gunslingers, the gunfighters. You know, whoever's the best, somebody comes up and wants to challenge them.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I feel like Kendrick's always had this persona where he's had like, crooked crown on his head, where he's always like, yo, come at me if you can. So I feel like that's always been the case with him.
I would just say two things about Kendrick Lamar. At least two things that pop in my head immediately. I mean, I might have more. I might forget what I'm saying right now. Somebody hurry up. But I think, first of all, I think Kendrick Lamar does not have I'm sure he has an ego. I mean, look at this concert right here. But I don't think he has the ego that Drake has. And I think he's a little smarter with his business than Drake. I don't think he has a controversy behind him like Drake has, which could be weaponized against him. The second thing is, I think this is the guy that will at some point know when to all right, sit down and be quiet, make music, know when to, lay low or sit back or enjoy himself,
This is for him, sit down and be humble.
Yeah, be humble, yes. Sit down! Be humble! This is a guy who might shift into once I'm done rapping, I'm gonna slide into what Dr. Dre's doing. I might start producing. That's what smart people do.
Right.
Smart people, they go into different positions once they get too old for for a certain profession, or they get to a certain level. Dr. Dre started producing. He's a billionaire.
Right.
Kendrick Lamar is so big now. He's like, he can make music for a little while, and then he'll get to a point where he'll be like, you know what? I'm just gonna produce music for the next young cats that are coming up. And I think that's what he would do. Now,
I really want to go back and
you look at him, and you see this right here. Everybody's thinking at this moment, can't nothing touch him. There is a possibility always that somebody can come up and test you and catch you at a very vulnerable moment yourself. I don't think it will happen like it did with Drake though.
Oh no, sure. But then you could, be smart and humble. But you have a moment like this with all that power flowing into you, where it can get in your head.
He's still on an upswing. This weekend in LA, they were shooting a music video for They Not Like Us, which I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that there's a remix version of that song coming out where other rappers want to have a verse on it.
Yeah.
Which, that would be crazy. It would blow it all up all over again.
But there's always somebody that's going to be gunning for you.
Yeah.
Whether they get the chance or not, I mean, people still,
I'll go by
I don't know if
six.
y'all like this example,
Ain't
but
going.
people still try to come after Eminem.
Actually, about 5.
And they still kind of lose hardly.
Yeah, I saw Gen Z trying to get mad about his 20-year-old songs. Talking about, murdering his girlfriends.
No, but anybody can get it. But I think I would hope, and but just by listening to Kendrick Lamar and his years of the maturity he produces, I mean, it's always been somewhat intelligent. He's always had something to say. And I think he's a smart guy, and I think he'll start producing people, and then he'll make he'll get track of.
Stop being greedy. Even though it's the last time they're gonna have to talk this, stop being greedy. Plus, I'm not in a position to spend money. Real life. I wasn't even supposed to get this, but I needed that. I needed that. Real life. Because yesterday shit, that just got me through my crazy. And this, I really need this. I beat and sucked every head on Homo in that fucking pack. Yesterday shit, man, some heads on that shit was just like,
I don't think, you ask me, anybody can get it, but no. Hell no, that's legendary. But after Drake, no, he will never get it like that. Somebody else will maybe.
And I think this is a new peak for Kendrick. It's he's always been good, but his first 2 albums were way better than his last 2 albums. I'm pretty sure he's released 4, right?
Yeah.
So this is his latest stuff. So it's nice that he's been making music, and this is definitely the best stuff in recent memory for me at least.
And he's starting to act like he's going to be in a movie with Matt Parker and Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Yeah, it's a brilliant concept. I can't wait.
Yeah, tell me the concept.
Yeah, so the concept is that Kendrick Lamar plays he's in a reenactment. He plays a slave, and he finds out that his girlfriend own Kendrick Lamar's like ancestors, and it's like the drama between them.
Oh, okay. So he might get into acting.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe Drake could use this time to get into acting.
Right now.
Maybe it'll be in a reboot
Tour,
tour.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he started.
Ain't got no
Maybe he'll be one of those Drake's characters, man.
Oh, I don't know, wheelchair guy.
Just to keep adding insult to injury. Oh, Jimmy, yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, two names, man. Who knows? Anyway, what do y'all think? Is Drake gone? You know, is he done for good? Is there a chance to come back? How will he come back? You know, y'all let us know what you think.
I mean, like I said, he tried to come back with that one sexy red track or whatever, but I didn't listen to it.
Yeah, y'all let us know what you think. Drake will be fine. Yeah, he's gonna be fine. He got enough money, man. He'll be fine. His ego will be bruised, and that's if some people can't even stand that. You know, if you got a huge ego, you know, you live in hell for a while. But
Just fall back on that horsehair mattress that he's got, right?
shit, that damn bedroom that's as big as a house.
He's got that warehouse.
Horsehair mattress.
That's a real thing. It's like a $700,000 mattress.
Man, got a jackass sleep on a horse. Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one. Check out our other YouTube channels. And subscribe to join our wonderful, toasty community. But as always, stay toasty.
Let me see. Take a straight.
Sharpie.
More line. Stop. Just slowly move back to the right.
Here we go again. I haven't done a calm little short vid in a long time, but now we here. And some of y'all gonna be like, Zach, this man, like this happened a week ago. But guess what, bro? I'm African, I gotta be fashionably late. And I know a lot of y'all seen that last video cause but like we said in the last video, I thought that conflict was finished, it was over. He already set Drake's to straight night. But he was like, nah, that's not enough. And he really brought Drake back to life just to drop him again. He will not let that Toronto nigga get sleep. And before we get into that Snoopy on me that we for some reason call a concert, there's some things that happened between this video and the last video that I gotta address. First off, we gotta talk about the one and only, man. J. Cole, J-Fold. Despite the fact that he's the first person in history to get hit with post-traumatic smoke disorder, I actually messed with Brody heavy. But last video, I gave him too much credit. I should have known a light-skinned nigga with Tarzan white dreads couldn't have made a play this complex. Because I really thought after these two would knock each other out, he was gonna pull up with the hardest tape of all time. But just like I showed Speed, he showed up on the other side of the spectrum, and he gave us this. Baby. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I gotta give him his props. I did not know it was possible to out-corny Drake. And that is a high bar to pass. Drake is the most meticulously concocted light skin ever made. Them niggas had zesty height and anything white. My man's talking about some ish. Rippy, you're 40. Like, bro, grown-ass man, this is embarrassing. Drake dropped some songs after as well, and there were some basura funk garbage. Like, Drake was really in there mid-song, hitting high notes like, Drake's right-hand man, the bisexual honey bun, got exposed for being a predator, and that was your man's. That was your boy. Ain't nothing
That's
I can
about
say, but
sexual honey bun.
and we about to get into the real business right now. But Kendrick really popped out and showed niggas. He saw Drake say he gets more love in this city. He said, and proceeded to have the craziest show known to man. And I don't even blame him. We should have never let this man from Toronto G-check a nigga from Compton. Let's really talk about it. Like, you really got shooters called OVO Mark talking about some revenge. Like, I'm scary. But Kendrick had everyone in their mama pop out for this show. Had Drake's lines aging out like straight milk. You know who really famous? My nigga YG. Woo! Yeah, I don't know about that one. They asked about you on stage and YG said, and my dog was talking about some SZA got you wiped down. Like, bro, who's gonna tell him? She there too. I don't know what you're talking about saying SZA, but we're in those guys. And y'all cannot tell who she is.
She was there too. I saw that shit too. I I forgot you said that shit.
They proceeded to have the craziest show known to man. And I don't even blame him. We should have never let this man from Toronto G-check a nigga from Compton. Let's really talk about it. Like, you really got shooters called OVO Mark talking about some revenge. Like, I'm scary. Shut up, man. But Kendrick had everyone and they mama pop out for this show. Had Drake's lines age it out like straight milk. You know who really bad? Yeah, I don't know about that one. They asked about you on stage and YG said, and my dog was talking about some SZA got you wiped down. Like, bro, who's gonna tell him? She there too. And I don't know what y'all was talking about saying SZA was wearing a disguise. And y'all cannot tell who she is without that bandana on? I'm crying. Y'all niggas just Dr. Doofus ways. But the amount of people Kendrick brought on stage was actually insane. We had Tyler, Steve Lacy, Ty Dolla $ign, Roddy Ricch, Black Hippie, YG, nigga Dr. Dre. He brought out so many niggas, I swear he was about to say, I got one more for y'all. Put your answer down for LeBron was down there. I don't know what he was doing, but I know he got every single lyric wrong. But seeing all those artists performing on stage would have had me sick. That's why I can't be a rapper. Getting impressed by a sauce condiment is crazy works. But Kendrick was playing damn near every good song he ever made. Even this one right here had me getting knees. And when he played Not Like Us, I swear tectonic plates shifted. That's really LA's new anthem. He know it too. Like, he was really up there holding that minor line. Jesus. He was going crazy on stage, having hit knees.
Dick, bro, what is you doing?
But he was really dragging it out there. Like, he really hit that pop, 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 pop. Like, it was that anime critical hits. Like, just imagine you watching an anime and a nigga said, and this man played it not once, not twice, not even 3 times. And I know some of y'all watching this sweating right now. Y'all can't count up that high. Don't worry, we only got 2 numbers left. He really played that home 5 times. Somebody said he lost the beef. He's really stepping on these niggas' ashes for the love of the game. And every time he played the song again, a new nigga would spawn on stage. I swear I left the live stream to go get some food. I came back and saw a TMNT member. I'm like, nigga, what? And a lot of y'all were commenting on how happy Russell was. I was just happy that he came outside not looking like he was dressed by day. But Kendrick really had Bloods and Crips on stage standing hand in hand. This man's really the hood avatar. He went from to pimp a butterfly to future pedophile. This is insane. This is a Not Like Us video on the way to. And it's proof that Drake don't have the culture. Because what can he really do to combat this? Bring out Smiley? Yeah, alright, bro. I'm so good off that.
Downey does more to make clothes softer, fresher, and better. Because sometimes your work shirt needs to be a soft, cozy pillow. Downey, breathe life into your laundry.
I'm not gonna do anything flashy to announce my
Stop
lunch.
playing with Peter Parker.
The items you crave, like tiny tacos or French toast sticks for less than $4.
Hey, bitches! Welcome to Preview, where friends, stolen friends, watch Star Wars alone. I'm Adam. And I'm Ken. And tonight we're gonna react to the Fatty and Ritter, episode 5 of season 1 of The Acolyte. The Acolyte. It was the weirdest place they ended that last episode. It was like, I was like, oh, I'm just now involved. Okay, bye, I guess. Alright, I'm curious to see what's gonna happen here. That's been this whole series so far. We're sitting in a big vat of pudding. The proof is yet to be found. But we shall find it together. As is the Preview way. Hey, if you like this full edited reaction, you'll want to watch our full unedited reaction from beginning to end, soup to nuts. All those burps, farts, and interesting parts we had now. Check out the link to our Patreon. Every one what we've done is there. Literally everything. Everything. And plus stuff that was on YouTube. Check it out. But no, I'm not your mom. No! I'm good. Just stick me in someone's neck real quick, alright? One red shirt down. It's a cool shot. I'm Adam. And I'm Ken. And tonight we're gonna react to you. And reiterate episode 5 of season 1 of The Acolyte. The Acolyte. It was the weirdest place they ended that last episode. It was like, I was like, oh, I'm just now involved. Okay, bye, I guess. Alright, I'm curious to see what's gonna happen here. That's been this whole series so far. We're sitting in Big Vat Pudding. The proof is yet to be found. But we shall find it together. As is the previous way. Hey, if you like this full edited reaction, you want to watch our full unedited reaction from beginning to end, soup to nuts. All those bursts, parts, and interesting parts we had now. Check it over to the Patreon. But every once in a while we've done it there. Literally everything. Everything. And plus stuff that was on YouTube. Check it out. Or no, I'm not your mom. Go! I'm good. Just stick me in someone's neck real quick, alright? One red shirt down. It's a cool shot. What the what? Is that a best guard helmet? I know it shorted the blade. Oh, that's it. You're down. That's a cool shot. What the what? Is that a best guard helmet? I know it shorted the blade. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, there you go. Well, if you hit it like right on top, probably short circuit. Right, that's how it kind of sucked. Is Jackie okay? I think that is Jackie. We didn't see Solar Jackie. The only character I really care about. He had a lightsaber. Oh, dude. But I mean, I was a kid that was a lightsaber. Yeah, it was. So, and how, man? Put on my baseball glove. Worried about lightsabers. If they're spinning like that, shouldn't they go up? Civilians to the ship. Civilian to the ship. Civilian to the ship. Civilian to the ship. Basil's okay. Look cutie. Basil, evil.
I have to go back.
We have to go back. Okay.
I don't want to have to subdue you, but I will.
Come on. Soon the kick his ass, they kind of knocked the chip off his shoulder. But I guess I will say this. Should I ever know how to fight anybody with a lightsaber? Oh, there's Jackie! Yeah! So they did a lot of practice.
Under arrest for the murder of Master Indara.
Flimsy house. I guess when you're a Wookiee, everything's kind of breaking. why spend all the time reinforcing stuff?
Show your face.
I let you read my thoughts. This is a Magneto situation? Yeah.
Your master hides his face from his pupil.
You tell me. Right on top of him.
When is he yours?
He's into your head. He stays there.
Huh. My mother could do that. Get inside a Jedi's head.
Well done, Jackie. Whoa. Yo, did you see this guy like, that's cool. It's also too big for her hands.
I don't think she's
No, she can't hang with him. Yeah, Jackie!
Alright, that's pretty cool.
Oh, whirling derby style, baby!
Man, fists and elbows, fists and elbows.
Yeah, it was a little big. Hey, she held her own.
No, yeah.
I was
Wondering why that's being left in a shot like that is important.
Turn off your saber.
here there'd be bugs.
The light attracts them.
Attracts what?
The thing we bumped into in a couple hours ago, remember? It was last episode, man.
It was totally gross. It smelled awful.
Go slowly. I am powered.
Going slow on a Wednesday.
Check the other bike, hey! Gee, this is a pretty good fight.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
How much bargain detergent does it take to clean as well as Tide? More? Keep going. Still not enough. More liquid doesn't mean more clean. Switch to Tide and get 3 times the clean with less.
Rouge blues. Fire the blues on.
We have to go back.
Bring your friends.
Follow me.
There's also a flashlight. Clever. Clever.
Solo Nino saber, homie.
She learned. Whoa!
Right.
Gee, this is a pretty good fight.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
We have to go back.
Bring your friends.
Follow me.
There's also a flashlight. Clever. Clever.
Solo Nino saber, homie.
She learned. Whoa!
Okay.
She learned. Whoa!
Oh, she got him.
Oh my God, Jay! I'm so. Bring your friends.
Follow me.
There's also a flashlight. Clever. Clever.
Solo Nino saber, homie.
She learned. Whoa! She learned. Whoa! Gee, this is a pretty good fight.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
We have to go back.
Why that's being left in a shot like that is important.
Turn off your saber.
Here there'd be bugs.
The light attracts them.
Attracts what?
The thing we bumped into in a couple hours ago, remember? It was last episode, man.
It was totally gross. It smelled awful.
Go slowly. I am powered.
Going slow on a Wednesday.
Check the other bike, hey! Gee, this is a pretty good fight.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
We have to go back.
R.I.P. Jackie, bro.
Bring your friends.
Follow me.
There's also a flashlight. Clever. Clever.
Solo Nino saber, homie. she got hit. She got hit.
Oh my God, Jerry! I'm so shocked of who that is. Oh my God! But also, Jack, you don't know. Yeah, dude. That's two sabers in a hill. Pretty
Yeah, not bad.
But I don't know. She was my favorite.
Was that its name?
I'm okay with it being him. I like this actor a lot.
So what are we doing?
Negotiating.
The Jedi like you might call me Sith. What do you want? Freedom. The freedom to wield my power the way I like.
Yeah, you're powerful. You should have,
Look at you two. Right back where you started.
Wait. Look at Yord actually using his head. Oh no! Well, so much for Yord using his head.
I've never seen anything like that in Star Wars before.
I don't think it was. Well, we did see Vader.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Guy's got 4 arms. You wore the right shirt for this, man.
It is, man. It is the gun show out here.
Soul's like, I don't need a saber. I will kick you to death.
No. What are you doing?
This is your master. You trust him?
End him.
Rules. If you never follow them, you never have to break them.
That says make a little more sense.
No, it doesn't. It's interesting.
I can get it.
No, we never see a body.
Can't come with a lightsaber, but we'll just set it up to get murdered by a bunch of, carnivorous roly-polies.
This has been kind of a roller coaster here.
Yeah.
Those Jedi were more my family than you ever were. You've forgotten who we are.
I'm an engineer now. I'm a space firefighter.
You're the violent one. You started that fire. And I would have been dead too if it weren't for the Jedi.
Or the vent. The vent I crawled in.
Don't choose them again. Please choose me.
Or else I'm gonna fire. Where is this going?
I'm not sure.
You never could look.
Alright, well, that is a decent callback. And now I perfectly look like you.
I am Mulan. There's no way he died.
Yeah, and that's why you gotta kill him, man. Wait, so what are you doing? Yeah, Basil. Good job, Basil. Get out of there. Jesus.
My sister.
She's gone. We must fix the ship here. Let me help you.
Let's go. You're not gonna take the dead back to the ship. You're not gonna.
Come on, Basil. You're the hero we need right now.
I think he knows.
Yeah.
What's up?
Even in the revelation of our triumph, we see the depth of our despair.
I mean, it looks like we're doing a good old-fashioned parent trap. You know what I'm saying?
We are. They are. Yeah, their parents have it on.
And they gotta bring them back together so they can, so Soul can get rid of his fiance that's kind of the worst.
Mm-hmm.
There is stuff to like here. Don't get me wrong.
Slides were dope. Piss Jesse's dead. She was the best character.
Straight up, absolute butchered Dior.
Yeah.
My biggest issue is that I just don't really care about any of these characters.
I'm enjoying the action and I'm enjoying the set pieces, and you know, it's I don't care about OSHA and May. I don't care. No. And that's a problem.
Jay Howard, episode 5, season 1.
This one's getting 4 out of 4 good moments. I will say so it's dope.
I would like it.
And him knocking out the lightsabers with it is pretty cool.
It's a clever device.
Yeah, interesting. Best Star Wars movie.
I don't know, but that's interesting.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. How did you guys think this episode? Let us know in the comments below. And we'll see you real soon. Bye.
Go on the Rockstar.
Things started off.
Welcome back to Rockstar's Eric Boston. This is a breakdown of Star Wars The Acolyte Episode 5, titled Night, as in Nighty Night, to Swiss Cheese Chucky Lawn, to the Yord Horde, to the Plo Bros, even though that Keldor was actually a female named Ithian Pan, and every other Jedi on this seemingly harmless mission, because we just got the most savage, beautifully choreographed, live-action lightsaber massacre in Star Wars since Revenge of the Sith. It was truly the power of Manny, in an incredible career-redefining performance, and we are going to break down every clue that he was our mystery Sith all along, and every other detail and Easter egg that you missed in this episode of The Acolyte. And the best way to support new Rockstars is to grab one of our Star Wars themed merch designs at nerdriot.shop, like this Han Shot first shirt. Okay, the episode opens with these orange spores wafting down toward Osha. These spores are the ones released by the bulbous plants surrounding Kalnaka's home that we saw in episode 2, and the ones that May face planted and brought up in episode 4. And now these spores that form the debris field of the Sith Chimere's powerful force blast that ended the previous episode, which was titled Day. So we get day and night, because originally I think these 2 episodes were planned to be part of 1 episode. And before we saw the presence of light, now we are seeing the absence of it. Now these spores return throughout the episode, and there may be some hope in your heart that these have some hallucinogenic properties, like the poppies in the Wizard of Oz, and that this massacre might all be a dream or a delusion, but I hope that's not the case. Notice the music here. This melody actually comes up at the end of the episode as well.
What extraordinary beings we are.
Dun, 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 dun. That, my friends, is the melody of John Williams' Kylo Ren theme. So why sample a sequel trilogy melody in these moments 100 years before the Skywalker saga? Well, because it rocks, that's why. But also, if this show plans to have any future for Chimere beyond his current Sith plot to recruit an acolyte in what I assume will be an attempt to overthrow either Darth Tenebris or Darth Plagueis, if Chimere survives these events, it could become linked to the succession of the Knights of Ren. Kylo Ren's band of dark-side Force practitioners were one of the big unanswered questions from the sequel trilogy, but from literary material, we know that they are a succession always led by a leader who takes on the codename of Ren. Before Ben Solo took on the role, there was another Ren who covered his face in a mask to hide his disfigurement. Chimere could be a few generations earlier on that chain of succession, like he could be the first Ren. Or, more likely, he's gonna end the series dead because they're gonna have to make room for the Sith to move on to Palpatine, or whoever next would be on the Sith rule of 2 order succession, because I don't know if those guys would leave a loose Manny Jacinto out there alive. And as a Lost fanatic, I would be remiss if I did not point out the Lost parallels in these opening minutes. The opening shot is an overhead shot of the hero lying on her back in a jungle, alone, disoriented, wondering if this is all a dream, and then gradually makes her way through the jungle, hearing screams until she comes upon absolutely apocalyptic violence, which is exactly what happens in the opening minutes of Lost, directed by another Star Wars director, J.J. Abrams. Twice this episode they have Osha say this.
We have to go back. We have to go back.
And there is no way for TV writers who write a character saying that without someone in the writer's room screaming, "We have to go back! We have to go back!" Look, folks, Lost is so deeply spun with mysteries and lore that it's really impossible to not find parallels in everything that we cover here. But I will say what ultimately becomes the central conflict of Lost in the later seasons is a man in black trying to find a loophole, an acolyte by the name of John Locke just trying to find his
its way through life to kill a mentor figure dressed in lighter shades so that the light of the source in the island can be extinguished forever and the man in black will be free. So I don't know, there's kind of a parallel there, right? Oshun finds a debris field of these orange spores in front of Kilnaka's home, with the spores extended out in about 8 to 10 strands in various directions, perhaps representing individual force pushes that the Sith used on each of the Jedi who were in the search party. Like imagine 2 giant hands with fingers interlocked, reaching out to strangle the prey. This orange forest floor creates effective scenic geography throughout this dark jungle in the episode, as it quickly intercuts among these locations. Like, we got the orange forest floor in front of Kilnaka's home, we have the area with the 3 set of trees where Soul fights the Sith, and then we got the foggy Umbermoth Grove. And later, this orange forest floor gives the fight scene some visual brightness that it would otherwise lack at night. Osha sees this dead Jedi Knight and then looks through the trees, and all she sees are twirly lightsabers of various colors, which to us at first seems like the kind of multicolored fun variety you'd see during Star Wars Celebration or during a fireworks show at Disney's Galaxy's Edge, or like John Williams at the Hollywood Bowl. But in this context, it is the most frightening thing any of these Jedi have ever seen. Because despite Jedi being at the height of their authority, they are really at their weakest when it comes to vigilance. It's kind of like the Jedi High Council going to arrest Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith. They were overpowered because they were completely unprepared for this elderly politician to be a freaking Sith Lord armed with a lightsaber. Here, they don't even know what this Sith is. And other than the splinter orders that were mentioned in episode 4, they've had very little practice or experience with real lightsaber combat.
You're also losing your Medicaid?
Where can we find a low-cost health plan?
What about a plan that covers them? Sith's red saber bends off yellow and green ones on the right side of the screen. Meanwhile, on the left are a yellow and blue saber just kind of twirling around at presumably nothing, meaning that these Jedi are just like, I don't know what we're doing. But the green saber female Keldor Ithian Pine gets stabbed through the back, and this Sith stranger doesn't even wait to savor the moment. He just keeps on moving. But Chimere headbutts the hilts of the other Jedi, temporarily depowering their sabers. So his bracer and his helmet are made of a substance called cortosis, which is a metal with a high energy absorption rate capable of withstanding the glow of a lightsaber and temporarily shorting out the lightsaber blade. This is originally from EU legend stories like 1998's I, Jedi, Darth Bane, Knights of the Old Republic. The Dr. Aphra comics speak of the null blade that was made from a cortosis alloy constructed by a dark side cult called the Ascendant during the era of the Sith, but that blade was never reinforced, so the Sith were able to wipe out the Ascendant. And it's interesting that this substance was popular for a non-Sith yet still dark side cult, because maybe Chimere was looking for a way to defeat the Sith, people he would come into lightsaber combat with, and just found something that the Sith may not be able to fully understand. This cortosis on his helmet could actually contribute to its sick, cracked appearance, like he personally had to weld it together, giving it this grotesque look. The Sith cuts Yord's leg and then disposes the 2 Jedi with their shorted out sabers, and then just to show off, he force pulls the 3rd Jedi to skewer him on the same stab of the 2nd Jedi. A Sith kebab, folks online are calling this, and I love the term. Now though, the camera dolly's left behind the trees, so the Sith's spinning slash at these Jedi's head is blocked from our view by the trunk, and based on the height of that swing, I'm pretty sure he decapitated both of them. May tries to stun this stranger to get away from Yord, but then he chases her and throws his ignited lightsaber at her. A good old force throw. I love this move. It's a super advanced lightsaber move because it means the wielder has to stay concentrated in the force to keep it ignited throughout the duration of the throw. We first saw this from Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi, and then it was used by Yoda in Revenge of the Sith when he and Obi-Wan returned to the temple. And Soul steps in to volley Chimere's lightsaber with a backswing, working the challengers, and we must note this, Chimere keeps the blade ignited as it returns to him, slicing it through 3 trees just as a demonstration of power. Think about it, it'd be way safer and more practical if upon Soul strike, Chimere just retracted the blade so that he could just catch the hilt. But he's like, no, I'm gonna do to these trees what I'm gonna do to your heads, and then when it returns to my hand, only then will I retract it. While these trees were sliced at diagonal angles with the downside facing the characters, they still fall backward in a way, which doesn't make physical sense. They should be tipping at the lower point, right? And even the 3rd tree away from us slides up against gravity to tip the other way. Now this could still be part of the Sith's demonstration, and he's using the force to clear the trees away from them. But really, I think they just did this for the visual, because if the slices were angled the other way, from our perspective, we wouldn't see that cool orange glow on the slice of the trunk. This way, for a few frames, the trees kind of look like opening mouths, yawn, and then their heads falling off their necks
next, and it just kind of looks cool. But these chunks continue to glow throughout Soul and the Sith's fight later, so they kind of provide a dim source of light for the scene, which is pretty effective. And for Soul, these three trees kind of feel like the three Jedi that were cut down before him: Indara, Torben, and Kelnaka, marking him next. Soul orders civilian to the ship, and then Yord echoes it. Civilian to the ship. I actually think Soul calls Osha civilian in front of the Sith to make her appear less important and to clarify that this is not May. It's her less important civilian sister, so like leave her out of this. But I don't think Soul realizes that the Sith will actually prefer Osha by the end of this episode. The Sith tilts his head behind that mask, which is the simplest and most effective creepy gesture, especially when the mask is smiling. This tilt gesture was used effectively by the Ghostface Killer in the Scream franchise, and we hear this choral chanting. The most memorable time vocal chanting was used in Star Wars music was, of course, John Williams' Duel of the Fates, and that lightsaber duel with Maul is absolutely what this episode of The Acolyte is going for. Like, I think we've missed this more elegant weaponry from a more civilized age that we got to see throughout the prequels, because the sequel trilogy's lightsaber combat was, you know, more frantic and desperate. You fit in characters who didn't have experience with lightsabers. They were just like kids picking up relics and doing their best with it as they were mad at each other. But no, these are experienced users of lightsabers, and they really know how to make it look beautiful. So the Sith croaks to Soul.
You don't remember me. I said something familiar.
So could the Sith be referring to Soul meeting him on Omega when he went by Chimere? Or is there more history between these two characters? And if there is more history, why didn't Soul sense that history when he met Chimere face to face in the Apothecary? I rewatched that episode 2 scene with Soul and Chimere a whole bunch of times, and other than Manny Jacinto playing up the innocence, there is really no moment where Lee Jung-jae as Soul indicates that he's picking up anything from Chimere. It might just be that Chimere is that good at Sith deception. On our episode 5 after show over on the Break Room channel, I theorized that maybe Soul and Chimere both came from the same planet, and Soul was like a big brother figure to Chimere, who got recruited and taken away by the Jedi Order while leaving Chimere behind, jealous. I think if Chimere had reached Padawan age in Soul's past, Soul would have recognized his appearance now as an adult, so I'm just not really sure. But their sabers clash, and the Sith uses one hand with the lightsaber while Soul clutches his saber with two, showing the Sith's confidence and more offensive fighting style. With his other hand, Chimere holds open his cape to peacock his body to be larger and obscure where his actual flesh under those robes is. Kind of like a bullfighter misdirecting a bull. According to Amanda Stenberg, it actually was Manny Jacinto under the mask for the majority of these lightsaber stunts. The actor put in months of prep work, and he wanted his physical transformation to be consistent between the dialogue and the stunts, and it really pays off in this episode. May runs out from Kelnaka's home, and Jackie Lawn is right there to drop kick her. And when May is on the ground, the exterior lights that Kelnaka used around his home start to flicker in a way that kind of looks like May just kind of had her lights knocked out. And I love that while all of her fellow Jedi were being killed by the Sith, Jackie was like, nah, I'm gonna camp by the score and wait for her to open to pull my favorite WWE move on this phone. During this fight, Jackie...
Geico can help cover cars, homes, motorcycles, and even accordions. Rouge sure shows me.
That your pickled peppers idea.
Whatever you need, get more with Geico. Lowe's knows we need a new appliance. We want it at the right price. Save now on Samsung bespoke refrigerators.
Force pushes May back into Kelnaka's home, and then immediately Force pulls her back to cuff her. Jackie accuses her for the murders of Indara and Torben, but then adds some crimes to the rap sheet that May did not do. I think for this moment, May knows that the entire Jedi Order is going to just continue falsely accusing her of stuff, and she's never going to be able to rest. I think that informs her decision to pose as her sister and to join Soul. She's gonna like try to kill the rest of them, because she can't trust any of them. May kicks Jackie out of the house, and we get to this great overhead shot where it's all done in one take. Like Jackie tumbles out of the ground and then scrambles up to her feet and crawls down out of the frame as May pursues. I assume it was Daphne Keen's stunt performer who handled this, but I love that it was all done in one shot. We cut back to Soul in the Sith. The Sith holds his hilt in a way that his hand is choked up closer to the emitter, which makes his hand more of the fulcrum point and draws Soul in closer to him. As we will see later, the Sith prefers to have his opponent closer quarters because he has an ace in the hole in the form of a detachable hilt that he can use to emit a second blade that he can use to quickly go for a kill when he needs to. Soul says,
Show your face and let you read my thoughts. No.
Interesting! We were reminded of Magneto using the helmet to block out Professor X's telepathy, a detail that was actually established for the live-action X-Men films and later adopted in the comics canon. This also suggests that Soul and other Jedi Masters of this era are capable of mind reading. But again, why couldn't Soul read Kymir's thoughts before when he was unmasked in the Apothecary in episode 2? Does this kind of mind reading require intentionality and concentration that Soul wouldn't waste on someone he just assumed was a smuggler? And the fact that the Sith is still worried about it now, what more is he hiding from Soul? I'm thinking that the process of invading minds like this, as Mother Anastasia did to Torben in episode 3, requires some degree of eye contact, and that this mask, in addition to its purposis, has other properties to obfuscate Jedi perception. I think this Sith, on Plagueis' instruction, brought that coven to Brendok and helped advance their threat abilities, helped incarnate life of twins in Coral's womb on this planet with old Sith ruins, maybe from an ancient Jedi-Sith war, so that he could help set up these witches as patsies to cover up his coming massacre of the Jedi and to keep the Sith hidden. In fact, the Sith may have all kinds of patsies set up all over the place, and that all those splinter orders that Keanu Movie talked about last episode were really just cover-up jobs by the Sith as they continue to stay hidden over the decades. You ever shake somebody's hand and notice the rings they're wearing? The right ring can make a strong first impression and also be one of the rock stars to get a special 25% discount on your new favorite ring today. Soul asks,
Let Master Heist his face from his pupil. You tell me.
This Sith knows that Soul has not been honest with Osha, and I think the truth of what happened on Brendok will be something this Sith uses to influence Osha now that he has custody of her. Yord says,
Does he follow the rules of combat? There's no method to his movement.
The idea that the Jedi would consider there to be rules to combat in life and death scenarios tells you how unequipped they are for this. And all their training lightsaber combat has just been classroom sparring with rules. But in life, there are no rules when your life is on the line. But then Yord says,
He's into your head. He stays there.
And Osha says that her mother did that inside the Jedi's head, and it sounds like there were some mind games going on that unnerved Yord and the others, and that's how the Sith hid from them in plain sight as Chimera all this time. And again, this could be the process that this Sith Lord taught to Mother Anastasia for her to be able to do it to Torben and the other Jedi. Jackie cuffs May and senses something and reaches for her lightsaber, and as she does that, from her cuffs, it looks like May is actually trying to use the Force to summon Kelnaka's saber, because she's just as fearful of this Sith as the rest of them are. The Sith appears silently running up behind Jackie's head in frame, which parallels the way this Sith's identity will be revealed later from behind Jackie's body. They clash, and Jackie hangs in there, and the Sith tells May,
You can learn from this Padawan how she's a loyal people.
Already doesn't seem like the Sith is seeking a new acolyte now that May has betrayed him. Jackie strikes the Sith's cortosis bracer, shorting out her saber, but she whips out Kelnaka's saber. This melody comes at the end of Anakin's Dark Deeds, a track from Revenge of the Sith. So it's really the sound of a Jedi Padawan about to be murdered! And I think it's really setting up Jackie's second saber as a false victory. The way these actors are gripping the sabers creates such a perfect interlocking visual of light, and it allows the characters to get right up in each other's faces, while the red and the green lights illuminate their faces, so that when Jackie, followed by the Sith under that mask, quickly glance at the other rewarming saber, everyone is so well lit and just inches apart from each other's faces. It's awesome. Jackie parries the Sith with fluid twirling, showing how, for her, that classroom saber maneuvering wasn't just academic sparring, but the Sith severs Kelnaka's saber, and as they leave it behind, it looks like that kyber crystal inside Eden starts to die out. And since all the corpses were left behind on Kofar, and Kelnaka's severed lightsaber is so prominently here in the ground, I wonder if part of the cover-up will be to blame this massacre on the grouchy, exiled Wookiee Kelnaka. Poor Wookiees, they're always getting the short end of the stick. Osha remembers the Umbermoth Grove, except now they are all missing from the tree trunks. Actually, according to StarWars.com, a group of Umbermoths is referred to as an eclipse. I love that little world detail. May runs for it.
Coward. You were going to betray me.
I love this effect because this is what Yord was talking about when he mentioned the Sith getting inside their heads and staying there. Soul and Jackie 2-on-1 fight the Sith like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan versus Maul and Phantom Menace, and the combat is all close quarters. It's physical, every strike with purpose, no obvious openings left untaken. The Sith headbutts Soul's hilt, disabling it, and Jackie leaps after him, smartly using her elbow to knock his helmet off instead of going after it with her saber, which would disable her saber. Just using her elbow works and knocks off. And there is a little moment when Jackie sees who is under the mask, but the rage has blinded her and she charges, thinking he won't be able to stop her, but the Sith is waiting for her and he detaches his hilt into two sabers. Oh! to be 2 blades, there would have to be 2 kyber crystals. So we can forgive Jackie for not foreseeing that as a possibility. Also, think about it. 2 weapons, not only a move that he borrowed from her ignition of a second green saber earlier, but also a reflection of the power of 1, the power of 2, the power of many. When Jackie's greeny blade retracts, and now only red is reflected on her face, recalling the red glow that illuminated Harrison Ford's face when Han Solo is killed by his son in The Force Awakens. Meanwhile, Soul is reaching out for his hand because he's trying to catch his Padawan, the way that he was able to save Osha both times when he nearly lost her, but this time he is too late. Now, by using a lightsaber this way, quick ignitions and retractions to kill his targets, turning his lightsaber on and off, this is a fighting style called Trakata. Trakata was also the favorite form of Kreia, aka Darth Treya, whom Leslie Headland has said is one of her favorite characters from Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Master 2 Revan when he was a Jedi Padawan, and later the Master 2 Darth Nihilus. So Jackie drops to the ground, revealing the face of Chimere. What a way to unmask your villain by having his final mask be the person he slayed. While many expected this masked villain to be revealed as Chimere, let's quickly review the clues that the show gave us in episode.
Things started off great, but once the new wore off.
So 2, Chimere points the Sith code.
Is alive, I know.
Also, he tells May about using a Jedi's weaknesses against them. Also, in that episode, when Osha's guise fails, Chimere suddenly gets really creepy as he invades her personal space and whispers,
You look exactly like her.
And at the end of episode 2, when May tries to get the jump on Chimere in the alley, he adeptly breaks her hold and moves way faster than we thought he could. And then manages into himself almost spilled the beans in an interview with Victor Lucas at the Electric Playground.
I'd love to be able to meet the guy behind the mask, Hayden Christensen, because he kind of paved the way, and definitely inspired me, for sure, to kind of take up the mantle of being in the Star Wars universe. So hopefully we'll continue the Canadian tradition.
And then in episode 4, we learn that Chimere found Kilnaka on Kopar in the past by himself, despite it being a dangerous trek through a jungle. In episode 4, Chimere seemed pretty shifty when talking about May's master.
Collects people. I've never seen his face. Have you?
You know I had it.
And then in episode 4, Chimere tells May that her sister Osha seemed very fond of Soul, even though Osha never did or said anything in front of him back in episode 2 to indicate that. And then throughout episode 4, Chimere's hair increasingly droops over his face, his smile widens, matching the grinning helmet design. Episode 4 gave us a close-up of Chimere's hands and fingers as he got water, which we could match to the Sith's fingers later. And when May catches Chimere in the snare, he says, darkly,
You'll kill you.
which in a way is him saying, I'm gonna kill you, girl. And then, of course, Chimere disappears from the episode after that. But I have to credit Manny Jacinto for completely sticking the landing with this villain's turn. He gave us a classic Ted Danson evil grin from The Good Place, which he was also in, and he just completely brings out a darkness from within him that we had not seen from this actor before.
Was that his name?
Ooh, the Sith dehumanizes the Jedi the same way they did to him. Soul says,
What's that child? You brought her here.
he's making a good point. It was the Jedi decision to turn their Padawans into child soldiers. Also, I love the little shrug that he does. It reminds me of Jesse Eisenberg's shrug as Mark Zuckerberg when Winklevi asked him why he put an app up for free on the internet instead of selling it to Microsoft. The Sith looks over at May.
Hello.
He is toying with them. He's returning to his friendly sidekick voice, which now just proves that it was all just an act. Manny Jacinto, who clearly did some push-ups and curls before this take, pulls May into a horse choke and manages to fend off Soul while still holding May.
You attacked me on my back this time.
Chimere points his saber into May's temple, a gesture that looks like he's holding a gun to her head, and he says,
I have no reason, but the Jedi like you might call me Sith.
In case there's any debate over whether this stranger is saying the Jedi would just call him a Sith, the actor and the production confirmed that he is actually a Sith Lord. And in my roundtable discussion with Leslie Headland, she said that there will be at least 2 Sith characters that we meet in this season. The Sith says that he wants freedom, though.
The freedom to live my power the way I like.
He's obviously referring to freedom from the Jedi Order, who think that they are the only ones who should decide how people use the Force, but also I think he's talking about freedom from the Sith rule of 2 that he would currently be trapped in. This Sith master would either be Darth Plagueis or Darth Tenebrous, but either way, it is the Sith tradition to always want to overthrow their master and become the master themselves with an apprentice that they always suspect is going to try to stab them in the back. And he goes on,
I want a pupil, an acolyte.
So yes, this Sith is recruiting a new Sith apprentice that he can use to overthrow his current master, or maybe even start a new order of his own. But the closed captioning capitalizes the word acolyte, so the term is more than just a synonym for student or follower. It carries specific weight to his beliefs now. Yord lifts the Sith's broken helmet to try to strike, but his lightsaber disables on the Sith's bracer because before Yord only saw the Sith's helmet welded with cortosis. To disable the Sith saber, but the Sith grabs him by the head, and oh my god, R.I.P. Yord. I don't think we've ever seen a character die by neck snap in Star Wars before, and it's just as brutal as Jekkie's death to me. May tries to run, but this time Osha does not deliberately miss with a stun blast. Soul, meanwhile, lets his rage take over, and it's a bare knuckle brawl. I love seeing these combatants learn from each other. Like, Soul uses a headbutt, which I think he really just did to wipe that smile off the Sith's face. He summons his lightsaber back to his hand without even slowing down that march to finish the Sith off, and he almost kills him, but Osha stops it in the last second, because I think both these characters know that fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering, and if you just let your rage take over, you might as well be a Sith at that point. The Sith says,
I've accepted my darkness. What have you done with yours?
Again, making it impossible for Soul to continue burying his guilt for what really happened on Brindok, and notice that the Sith says this knowing Osha is listening, and Osha later will not be able to let it go. Soul recalls,
The Jedi do not attack the unarmed.
yes, just like what Indara said in the opening scene, and Osha attaches Pip's head to the Sith's back, creating a new source of light so the Umbermots are able to take him away. It's a little goofy, but in a way, Osha completed the final lesson in a way that May was never able to, because Osha defeated her opponent without using a weapon. Could this set up Osha to be the sister that the Sith now prefers as his acolyte? Osha and May reunite, and now we see the real reason they made Osha wear civilian robes, so that in this scene, May would be in the dark clothes and Osha would be in the lighter ones. Osha accuses May of starting the fire, and May says that the Jedi have brainwashed her. So Osha definitely doesn't have the full story of what happened on Brindok. We'll learn it next episode, I assume. Now, Amandla Stenberg plays both parts in this scene, but deserving of some of the credit here is her acting double, Shanice Archer, and the stunt doubles for both of these characters, Cassie Jo Craig and Kalina Rutherford. But notice how they do a CGI blend in this shot where